Delivering a dizzying display of digital dynamism, it's Accountech Bytes, rounding up the news from the world of accounting technology with me, Tom Herbert. Plenty to get into this week, so let's go straight to it. And we start with a quick update on the cyber attacks on agent accounts that we featured last week. Since then, HMRC has confirmed to us that it is actively working to reintroduce multi-factor authentication for agents who want to use it as an option. But the bad news is it's yet to spell out a timeline. So to keep up with this and all the rest of the news from the world of technology, why not like, subscribe, or follow? And you can get there via a link in the description. Let's get into a couple of acquisitions now. And Bright, the accounting platform that's the parent of Bright Pay, Bright Tax, and Bright Manager, among others, has announced the acquisition of Timekeeper, so digital time job tracking and workforce management tool. So that brings features such as mobile timesheets, geofencing, and management reporting. The integration between Timekeeper and BrightPay will apparently launch in summer 2025. Next up, acquisitive ERP, the Access Group, have acquired FON. So it's a new one on me, but FON is a project management platform that seems to do documentation, task tracking, and comms for the construction industry and brings 50,000 users into the fold. Not an acquisition, this one, but an investment. Iris has taken a minority stake in Instead. So this is a tax platform that helps accountants automate tax prep over in the States. First mention for AI on the show, ring that gong. And small business accounting backbone Sage 50 has had a bit of an AI glow up with the addition of Sage Copilot. What does that mean for the product? Well, according to this release, you can search for reports using natural language. You get AI-powered data extraction and classification, and also fraud detection and protection against automated attacks. Staying on the AI beat, and Silverfin founder Joris van der Goot. I'm not going to insult my Belgian friends by attempting the full-throated pronunciation there, but he sold Silverfin to Visma for about €300 million, I think. And he's back after securing funding for Ravical, which promises to build domain-trained AI agents for professional services firms. So the release talks here about virtual employees with domain-specific expertise, firm know-how, and client context that could automate and scale up to 80% of professional services work. Big words. Let's see if the product backs it up. And it's proving quite the week for returning founders, as Cashflow and Staffology founder Dwayne Jackson is back for a third bite at the accounting software cherry with CIS Manager. So this is a new product targeting the niche but potentially thorny area of contractors and subcontractors working under the construction industry scheme, but with bigger plans afoot. Watch this space. Let's run through a couple of partnerships then, and mid-market cloud accounting player iPlicit has announced a new update to its product in partnership with payments provider Go Cardless, bringing an in-app direct debit functionality into iPlicit. Alaka Bank, the specialist bank serving small and medium-sized businesses, has announced a new integration with QuickBooks. So from last week, Alaka customers can connect their accounts directly to QuickBooks, enabling automatic transaction syncing. And Alaka also announced that their profits have nearly doubled from 16 million to almost 30, and that they're lending more than £3 billion in what they're calling a record-breaking year. And finally, from app news, cross-border trade specialists eBury has announced that it has become a certified Zero app partner. Some disappointing news from the world of big tech now, and Microsoft is pulling the rug from under non-profits. So for years, Microsoft has offered 10 free business premium licenses to eligible non-profits, but they've announced they're taking it away with just 6 weeks' notice. To be fair, that's also in line with what Google has done, so I'm afraid it's a big thumbs down for big tech. Moving on now to a dedicated Making Tax Digital section, Ogilvy Corner. We were delighted to welcome Exchequer Secretary to the Treasury, James Murray, for his debut article on Accounting Web. He's talking about the government's reasoning for pushing ahead with the Making Tax Digital for Income Tax project. Comments open, popcorn at the ready. Meanwhile, from a practice perspective, Joe Knuckles of Tax Assist takes a look at the opportunities that could arise from Making Tax Digital for Income Tax. Thank you, Joe. Wise words here from the folks at Absolute Accounting Software. If you see a software provider saying their MTD for IT solution is HMRC approved, that is not correct. The software can only be HMRC recognized because it's passed all of HMRC's checks, but HMRC does not approve one software supplier over another. Finally, for our MTD mini section, our very own Jake Smith hosts a webinar for accountants with clients who can't, don't, or won't use software, featuring Sean Smith, bookkeeping legend Natasha Everard, and Accountech Bytes regular Lee Coombs. Webinar at 11 o'clock on Tuesday, June the 3rd. You can sign up via a link in the show notes. Let's get on to a results section now, and Xero has just published its annual report. Here's the CEO, Sukhinder Singh Cassidy, breaking it down in a video. You can still catch my podcast with her I did at XeroCon last year. Highlights include a 23% rise in revenue, a business that remains profitable, and they've hit their beloved rule of 40, which is defined as the sum of annual revenue growth percentage in constant currency and free cash flow margin percentage. But of course, we all knew that. Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom continue to make up the bulk of the paying subscribers, so almost 3/4 of them. There is a dip in the number of American subscribers, but I don't think that is reflective because they did remove a whole bunch of idle subscriptions that were just not being used. So we'll check back in on that next year. Sage also released some half-year results. Profits jumped by 16% amid what the Standard is calling a boom in customer demand for AI products, but the shares actually dipped for a bit before recovering. I feel like that's more of a market thing rather than a Sage thing. They also got quite a nice write-up from Katie Prescott in the Times, although she did throw a bit of shade at the accounting software industry. Let's get on to some new stuff now. I mentioned CIS Manager at the top of the show. We're getting double Dwayne here, but they're already rolling out new features, so you can now bulk import subcontractors, including their CIS details, via a CIS import tool. Tax prep and filing tool Apari Pro has some new product updates that they've just launched. So they have intelligent document analysis that can extract from complex documents and pre-fill your self-assessment forms. The ability to amend all sections of the SA100 form with the new expert mode, and a document storage repository. AI reconciliation tool with Otto has now added the ability to download detailed billing breakdowns as Excel spreadsheets. And finally, a fantastic post from Peter Watkins. If you really want to wind your accountant up, then put your figures for the year together in a lovely spreadsheet. Don't save it as a PDF and email it. Instead, take a picture of it on your phone and then WhatsApp it to your accountant. They'll love it. Maybe. And that's your lot for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you could like, follow, or subscribe, that would be incredibly helpful for this video. And for everything else from the big wide world of accounting technology, go to accountingweb.co.uk and sign up. I'll be back next week with another video. I'll see you then. Bye for now.